steam. Show up once and the world ignites. Every spark turns into endless lives.
What's going on? It's the Rich and the Radiant Book Club, and we just flowing with rich vibes over here.
Phone buzz once it's PayPal ring. Stripe lit like a slot machine. Numbers climbing like they're on caffeine. I'm the cash flow king, living the dream. Judging frequency on my line. Honey pink says the world is mine. Money talks and I'm fluent, fine. Rich vibes, baby, I'm in my prime. Card swipes, I'm
Rich rising, rich flow. I'm in my vibe. That's what the music shows. This is your girl, Dr. J, and it's book club time today. We are going to power through this book the rest of this month. We are on page 85 because I want to go into the new year with a totally different book. All right. So if you don't know, we are reading Be Your Future Self Now by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Be Your Future Self Now. You can get the audio. You can go wherever you buy your books, or you can listen to me read this to you. Okay. So in part one, just to give you guys a recap for those who have not been on this book club before. First of all, my name is Dr. J. I am a 3-time bronze, 4-time director in pharmacy as of December 2025. And I started the book club once we came over here to pharmacy, rebuilding, restarting, and helping people get their mind right, because your income's never going to grow more than your mindset. And so it's so simple that people think it's hard and they overlook the simple. And so one of the simple things, a lot of times if you don't know something, it's hidden in a book. And so that is by design to keep you out of some of the wealth areas. And so as you learn, as you grow, as you earn, you are elevating yourself. And as a result of you elevating yourself, you will attract more and you'll know how to handle that more versus you getting more and then it's gone again. So Be Your Future Self Now is split up into 3 parts. The first part talks about the 7 threats to your future self. So we went over all 7 in depth, and I'm just going to tell you what the titles of those 7 threats to your future self. Threat 1, without hope in your future, your present loses meaning. Threat 2, a reactive narrative about your past stunts your future. Threat number 3, being unaware of your environment creates a random evolution. Threat number 4, being disconnected from your future self leads to myopic decisions. Threat number 5, urgent battles and small goals keep you stuck. Threat number 6, not being in the arena is failing by default. Threat number 7, success is often the catalyst for failure. And then part 2 is the truths about your future self. And we are on threat number 3. No, truth number 3. So truth number 1 was your future drives your present. Truth number 2, your future self is different than you expect. And what we're reading today is truth number 3. Your future self is the Pied Piper. Ooh, your future self is the Pied Piper. Let's find out what that means. Page 85. The Piper always gets paid. Okay, I like that. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but clock that. There will be your friend or your enemy. Time will be your friend or your enemy. It will promote you or expose you. Jeff Olson. Time will be your friend or your enemy. Time will promote you or expose you. Ooh, wee. Time will tell. Y'all ready to dig in? Are y'all ready to dig in? Type ready in the comments. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so be your future self now, page 86. Paying the piper is a phrase that means suffering the consequences of your own self-indulgent actions. The most accepted origin of this phrase is the legend dating back to the Middle Ages of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. The citizens of Hamelin had a plague of rats. When the Pied Piper offered to get rid of them for a sum of money, they accepted his offer. With his pipe, the piper led the rats away, but the citizens refused to pay. To punish them, the piper enticed their children away with his music and imprisoned them in a hill forever. Ooh, that's got some actual deeper messaging, what I just read, than what the book probably even meant right there, that story. But anyways, let's get back to the book. Okay. The point of this parable, everything you do has a consequence, for better or worse. Everything you do has a compounding consequence. Your future self is the exaggerated result of your current decisions. Let me say it again. Your future self is the exaggerated result of your current decisions. In reality, the Pied Piper is your future self. The Pied Piper will be paid. You can't escape your future self. You can't escape paying the piper. The only choice you have is, when will you pay the piper? How much? And with what? Is it going to be with money, or is it going to be with your kids? Ooh, chat. Okay. Author Jim Rohn said, discipline weighs ounces, while regret weighs tons. Discipline costs dollars. Regret costs millions. This same principle applies to paying your future self. If you pay the Pied Piper every single day by making small and consistent investments, you'll get a massive bargain. Every time you invest in your future self, you've not only paid them, but you've invested in them. By investing in your future self continually gets bigger and better. The reverse is to continually borrow from your future self. That's the reverse. And wait until some future time to pay them back. Remember when we read before, you have to see your future self as separate from you, so that you can grow closer to it and bring it into the now. So that's why it's saying them. So your future self is them. And so a cost to your future self is anything that has more downsides than upsides. Generally, a cost is some short-term reward or indulgence that has no positive after effects and often has negative consequences. Reactive behavior, catch this, reactive behavior is usually costly. The more you put your future self in debt, in terms of health, in terms of learning, in terms of finances, and in terms of time, the more painful and costly will be the eventual toll. There will be a lot of interest to pay if you continually accrue debt. Everything you do can be categorized as either a cost to or an investment in your future self. Costing your future self means you're more focused on present or short-term rewards over long-term consequences. Costing your future self means you're consuming far more than you're creating. Every little action adds up. A cost makes you less healthy in some ways, whether mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, or physically. If repeated, cost makes you fatter, lazier, hazier, and less connected. A cost is something that comes to control you rather than you controlling it. So everything is either a cost or an investment to your future self. Are you subtracting? Are you adding? Are you dividing? Are you multiplying? Page 88. In the 1990s, the chip company Pringles had a catch line referencing their pop-off lids. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. Costs are heavily addictive. Ooh. Have you ever tried to eat just one chip? It's essentially torture. Most people, once they pop open the canister and eat one chip, can't stop. The same is true of all mindless and costless behavior. Once you pop, you can't stop. For example, if you open your phone to reactively or randomly check some input, you're going to addictively continue that behavior repeatedly throughout the day. Pop, 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 cost, cost, cost. Reactively opening your smartphone at the beginning of the day is akin to grabbing that first chip. You've just put yourself into consumption mode, and there will never be enough to consume it because the rewards are so short-lived. Oh, this is getting gooder and gooder. Okay, so to see the situation differently, imagine your cell phone as a chip that is making your future self fatter. How many times are you picking this up in the day to scroll unless it's getting you paid, right? So to see the situation differently, imagine your cell phone as a chip that is making your future self fatter. Every time you engage in costly, myopic decision-making, remember that you're eating a chip. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. The opposite of costing your future self with short-term rewards is investing in your future self, okay? Rather than putting your future self in deeper debt, make your future self wealthier. Continually position your future self for freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of relationships, and overall freedom, sense of purpose. An investment towards your future self is any conscious action you're making toward chosen goals. Every time you consciously invest in something specific, whether learning, health, relationships, or experiences, your future self grows more capable, free, and mature. Every investment compounds over time, making your future self wealthier. The earlier you invest, the more your future self compounds. Albert Einstein is attributed with saying, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who does it pays it. The compound effect refers to how small change compounds into dramatic results. It's the ripple effect you get from the choices you make. In life, you not only reap what you sow, you reap more than you sow. Everything compounds over time. Little things become big things for better or worse. Reading one good book may not change your life, but that one book could lead to the next book and the next and the next. Your knowledge and perspectives compound, creating unpredictable changes and results. Over time, you become a different person. And the process started with one book. Your future self is the compounded effect of your actions now. Your future self is more exaggerated than you think. The size and potential of your future self are way beyond what you're probably thinking. Realize the potential of your future self, and you immediately increase the value of your current self. Realize the potential of your future self, and you immediately will increase the value of your current self. $1 today may be worth $20, $50, and more to your future self, which your future self invests to make $500, $1,000, and more. Suddenly, the dollar in your hand has unlimited value. A seed in the hands of your current self may be a massive oak tree in the backyard of your future self. An idea in your mind today may be a company or movement changing the world in the tomorrow. But there's far more to the compound effect than accelerated growth. Plant a seed today, and your future self will have more than a single tree. There will be many additional benefits or byproducts of planting that single tree that your current self can never predict. Maybe after you planted that first tree, you recognize the good trees do for the earth. You plant thousands of trees, which grow into orchards and forests. While your orchard is growing, your future self learns about land and agriculture, and your farms yield food for millions of people every year. all because you planted one seed. If you invested $50 per week in the stock market, you'd build your portfolio. Initially, $50 seems inconsequential, but after 6 months, the balance totals $300. This may be the most money you've ever accumulated in your life. Then this impacts your identity capital. Your identity, you identify yourself as someone who invests and can grow your income. A meta-analysis showed that confidence is the byproduct of prior success. Seeing small wins, your confidence grows, which expands your imagination for what you could do in the future. If I can get to 300, I could probably get to 3,000. If I could get to 3,000, I could probably get to 300,000. As your confidence grows, your motivation expands because you believe you can succeed. And because your vision keeps growing, your motivation is ignited to create exciting results. The primary challenge most people face is that they never invest or they start investing way too late. Page 91. Another challenge people face is that they're unwilling to start really small. When it comes to goals, you want to have a massive vision. When taking actions, break the goal into the smallest possible unit. Dr. B.J. Fogg, the Stanford behavior scientist and author of Tiny Habits, found that tiny is how you create habits. To become successful, you'll eventually invest really big, but to get there, start small. Many people are unwilling to start small. They're unwilling to be a beginner or a novice. Start investing a little bit in your future self, whatever that means to you. Place $20 in crypto. Buy that $11 book. Push your body for 30 minutes at the gym. Begin investing in the areas you want to compound. Become a business owner with us in the pharmacy team, right? In 2015, during the first year of my PhD program, I set out on my path to become a professional writer. After talking to literary agents and professional authors, I realized I'd need to grow an audience before I could get a publisher. So I started blogging. I found an online course for $198 by a guy named John Morrow with my wife's blessings. Because this was an expensive investment for our former selves, I made the purchase and learned how to create viral headlines and article structures and pitch my article onto platforms like Forbes and Psychology Today. It wasn't a crazy investment, but that investment got me committed and gave me the capability and confidence to blog successfully. I dove in and wrote 50 articles in the first few months. Most of those pieces were pretty bad and didn't get many views. However, by continually applying what I learned and through deliberate practice, it only took a few months to write my first viral article, which received over 20 million views. Small investments led to bigger investments. The more you invest, the more those investments compound. Investments get you committed. Investments get you results. Investing is how you proactively upgrade your vision and goals. As you invest in yourself, you increase your commitment to a bigger vision. This change in commitment simultaneously alters your identity, since your identity is what you're most committed to. During my PhD program in industrial and organizational psychology, I examined the differences between wannabe entrepreneurs. Listen to this. This might hit you right here. And successful ones. What was the difference? Was there an inflection point for the successful entrepreneurs? Where were they transitioned from wannabes? Where? Was there an inflection point from the successful entrepreneurs where they transitioned from wannabes to 100% committed? Was there a point of no return? And if so, what occurred after that point of no return? So you have the commitment, investment, commitment to a new vision, upgraded behavior. Then you have the investment, commitment to a new vision, upgraded behavior. Investment, commitment to a new vision, upgraded behavior. Those were the questions of my master thesis. Does it take courage to start a business? What do you think? Does it take courage to start a business? My research proved there was a point of no return. Even the wannabe entrepreneurs believe they may, at some future point, pass that moment. Still committed to being employees, they hadn't got there yet. The point of no return occurred the moment a person got 100% committed to their objective of being an entrepreneur. It was an identity shift. Write that down, identity shift. That moment of decision, right? Decision under identity shift, okay? That moment of decision was usually initiated by making a financial investment in their business. My favorite narrative was a high school entrepreneur who, with his friend, invested their life savings into a shipment of shoes they planned to sell. It was about a $10,000 investment, and it terrified them. Once the delivery truck dropped the mountain of shoes at his house, he knew there was no going back. Immediately, his identity changed, and he locked in his goal of succeeding as an entrepreneur. I'm going to let that simmer. In his own words, yeah, once we had all of our money in the same inventory, it was all or nothing. That really scared me, just knowing that it was like do or die. I had to sell the shoes. You couldn't turn back. You couldn't just get rid of them and get cash back. You had to go forward. I asked, did anything change after this moment? After that, once I realized that we were truly going and everything, it really just opened me up to what I was able to do. At that point, I was like, okay, I actually started a company. I've invested in it. And now I need to run this thing. So now you need to run this thing. That's when I think I really saw that I was running the company. It really changed my leadership role with my partners as well. By getting invested, he got committed. Then his identity changed. From there, he took up that leadership role with far more elevated and bold behavior, which led to his success. Before getting invested, he wasn't 100% committed to succeeding in this particular venture. He had entertained the idea and grown more interested, but before paying his money, he was committed to whatever else he was doing with his time. Once invested, he became fully committed to a singular focus. With his new commitment, his identity aligned with that commitment, and his behavior followed his new identity, which is what I was saying when I was going like this. Once invested, he became fully committed to a singular focus. With his new commitment, his identity aligned with that commitment, and his behavior followed his new identity. This is how you proactively change and elevate your vision. By upgrading your vision, you change your identity and behavior. The more you invest, the more committed you'll be. The more you invest, the bigger your vision will be. Invest your time, invest your money, and invest your talents. Investing is how you shatter the glass ceiling of your current potential and elevate your sense of what you can be and do. This profound behavior signals to your subconscious that you can have and be much more than your current identity. As Dr. David Hawkins stated, the unconscious will only allows us to have what we believe we deserve. Truth number 3 is that your future self is the Pied Piper. You can pay yourself now or put your future self in debt. Either way, the piper will be paid. Start investing now, then make bigger and bigger investments of your time, of your money, of your vision, of your talents. Your future self will thank you. And that's truth 3. So we've got 7 truths. We've done 3 out of 7. And then after we've done the truths, because we did the threats, and now we're doing the truths, and then we're going to get into part 3, which is the steps. So I am Dr. J, and I am so glad you joined me today. Joining me today I look forward to our time again. I am thankful and grateful to be able to serve you today. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share this with someone that you think could benefit from this. Okay? I'm Dr. J, and you have an amazing, wonderful day on purpose.
Living like you want it, don't you run. The keys will come, the keys will come. Perfect doors, perfect sun. The keys will come, the keys will come. Every whisper says you're almost there. Smell of the cedar, the crisp cool air. Paint on the walls that you've yet to choose. Mirrors reflecting what you cannot lose. Opportunities knock, they knocking right. Your moment's not late, it's always on time. Living like you want.